Hello. Yeah, so well, thanks to Grace and to Innovate Her for hosting me. It's a privilege to be here. And thank you all for coming out on a cold night. So my name's Arthur, and I'm a waster. And what I mean by that is whenever I throw anything in the bin, even the recycling bin, it sort of hurts me a little bit. It's a bit uncomfortable. And so that led me to start Plastic Tactics. So Plastic Tactics is a social enterprise. We encourage people to get curious about plastic waste. So we do that through hands-on activities, getting people to bring their own plastic waste and turn it into something useful that they want. And we hope that through that process, it makes people think more carefully about where the plastic comes from, how we use it, where it goes, and then beyond that, are we happy with those steps, and what can we do if we're not? So the technology that we use to do that is what I like to call it a GoTech. So it's very low-tech equipment. So it's based around small-scale plastic recycling. So we try and do it in a way that's quite a low barrier to entry, and we hope that it's a bit of a model that other people can pick up. So the journey of Plastic Tactics started last summer when my friend approached me with this amazing project, Precious Plastic, based in the Netherlands, and they developed a set of tools and techniques to make plastic at a small scale. So basically we've lifted that as the inspiration and applied it locally in Liverpool based on the skills and resources that we've got around here. So we've adapted that. We took those designs, we adapted them based on what we were able to do. So I gathered some old friends and found some new ones, and we made a plastic shredder and another plastic shredder and an injection molder. And then we've been using any equipment that we can get our hands on in terms of heat presses and old bookbinder's press, and there's a laser cutter downstairs that we've been using quite a lot. And we've just been donated another laser cutter. So it's very practical equipment, and we're trying to get it into the hands of local people, real people. And we're also working with the University of Liverpool. So we are in our second year at the moment. Last year we had 4 students sort of tinkering away with the shredder design and how to separate plastic. And this year they're taking that forward by making a reverse vending machine. So in the Guild of Students, what we hope will happen is that there'll be basically a vending machine type object which you'll feed your plastic bottles into, and you'll see it being shredded in front of you, turn into flakes, and those flakes will be processed on site, on campus, by the engineering students and come right back round, and you'll be able to buy products, practical things like stationery, in the Guild shop. So yeah, so once we built the kit and played around with it ourselves, what this is really about is taking it into the community. So we teamed up with Africa Oye, which is a sort of legendary local music festival, an arts festival, and we went into Sefton Park, and for 2 days under a gazebo, we recycled waste plastic that had been collected by the community into new products. So I should have one on me. So this is a coaster that we made at Africa Oye. So this is from an old sweet tub, like the sort of sweet tubs that you have at Christmas. And we've been collecting those from a local zero waste shop. At Africa Oye, sort of in a field, we shredded this up using a hand crank shredder. So the public came and helped sort of turn it into flakes. And then we took that into the injection molder that we'd built and melted it down. And you basically, any plastic recycling, basically you're just melting and squeezing plastic into a new shape. So that's what came out of that particular mold, as we call it. And this sort of seeing the whole process, we think, really connects people with plastic as a material. So it's a really useful material, but we treat it quite lightly, we tend to. And by getting people hands-on and seeing the whole thing, we found that had quite a big impact. So based on the success of Africa Oye, we went on to do another festival, Colours Festival in Prince's Park. So it's been more of a focus on people over plastic. So we've probably only recycled about 2 kilograms of plastic. So in terms of changing the world of waste, it's not a huge thing. But the vast majority of that plastic we've done with people. So we're getting people hands-on to do it. And recently we've been trialing different things. So there's some props that I'll have around later. But we've been making pencil cases recently, so more of a craft-based thing. Not so techy, but it's about giving people a way for them to use their own plastic waste. So you can bring your carrier bags or your plastic packaging and choose your own design and make something that you'd find useful, like a pencil case was what we made recently. And that's something that we do on a regular basis. We do something called the Plastic Play Group, actually downstairs at Does Liverpool. It's a sort of open, creative session every 2 weeks on a Sunday afternoon where people can come, bring their own plastic and turn it into something that they want. And that's where the grand plan comes in. So this has all been tinkering away, but what we're really working towards is what I call the Plastic Playground, which is a space that anyone can come, bring their own household plastic to, choose from a library of designs of different products, plant pots, clothes pegs, practical stuff, decorations, furniture. So you bring your own plastic in, you would shred it using our machines, and then pick from a wall of pick and mix, so you can add coloured flakes to it to choose your own mix design. And then you would melt it into your new thing and get to take that home at the end of the day. And the idea is that this would be open to anyone in the community. We've got a specific location in Wavertree, in Picton area, which has actually got one of the lowest recycling rates in Liverpool. And Liverpool actually is in the bottom 6% of councils in England. So it's an area ripe for changing people's minds about recycling. And it's also the site of an old fly tip. So it's council land that used to be just covered with stuff. And our amazing team member, Ivan, has cleaned it up and turned it into this community space. And he does wood recycling as well. So it's a sort of, community hub for all kinds of repurposing. So, and the other element to this, as well as being very practical, is that we want it to be something that sort of has a sense of ownership in the community, that they're proud of, and that they can come and have a sort of social volunteer. And what I'm really trying to set up is some sort of employment opportunity where maybe they could be entrepreneurs, designing products, making products, selling products, and that is a sort of a way to generate income for local people. So that's basically our next steps, is this container conversion. We've got a 40-foot shipping container, and we've got a design for it, which will be full of machines and storage and workshop space. So our next step is to finalise that design. So in terms of the support that we're asking for at the moment, if you want to get involved on a technical capacity, if you've got experience with container conversion or machine design, or what would like to, then we're sort of wide open to that. You're welcome anytime to come to our Plastic Play Group and sort of get hands-on and figure this stuff out for yourself. And then there's also events that we'll continue to do, like Africa Oye and Colours Festival. If you want to come and be part of the team, then send me a message and we'll get you there. And then the last thing, it's Thank the Patrons Day today. So we have a bit of a Patreon following, and I just want to express my gratitude to the patrons. They make a small monthly donation, and the money is useful, but what really makes an impact on me is that vote of confidence that somebody's saying, like, that's a good idea, you should keep doing that. So if anyone's interested in doing that, search Plastic Tactics Patron on Google or come and speak to me afterwards. Thank you very much for listening.